Hello everyone, this is my review of Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons. Thank you Motors Games for the code. As a fan of the beat-em-up genre, I have played quite a few, and while Double Dragon isn't my favorite, I want to give this game a try. I really enjoyed it. It doesn't play like a traditional beat-em-up. When you start the game, there are no difficulty options, just different settings, like giving yourself more health, making the enemies more aggressive, permadeath, or infinite lives, among other settings, which is nice. It lets you customize the game to your liking. I really like this as I feel sometimes the hard mode of a beat 'em up isn't hard enough, and some might find easy mode not easy enough. So, this system works a little better. You also don't have a mega crash. You have 3 special moves, which for most characters don't even have armor. So, you have to use it at the right time. If you KO 3 or more enemies with your special, you receive a health pickup. This is called a crowd control. If you're at full health and you pick up a health item, you get cash instead, which leads to this game's roguelike mechanic. After each stage, you can upgrade your character with stuff like more damage, more health, and more, or go without for a cash bonus. This makes every playthrough a bit unique, as the power-up options are random. The cash is also used to revive your character. As long as you have money, you can keep going, though each revive costs more and more. Once you run out of money, depending on the settings, it's game over. Or, you just have to restart that stage. Cash is also dropped by defeating enemies and destructible items. And you're given quite a lot. I never feel I was short on cash. You also earn money by doing specific tasks, like doing crowd control moves, or defeating the boss with a special attack. I really enjoy the tag mechanic, letting you swap between 2 characters as long as your special gauge is full. It is also, with certain upgrades, the only way I found to get out of certain situations where you're surrounded by enemies. Without an upgrade, the enemies can keep attacking the tagged out character and the point character, similar to Marvel vs. Capcom or Battle for the Grid. With only 4 stages, I was worried it'd be a bit quick, but after completing a stage, the other stages get longer and the enemies get stronger. Stage variety is varied enough that no stage will get boring. One stage starts in a casino, then goes to a cave and a cliffside, and ends in a Japanese mansion. While stage variety was nice, I feel the enemy variety was a little lacking, with only a small handful of enemy types. Though they all get rethemed for each stage they appear in. In other beat-em-ups, they just throw random enemy sprites in a stage, even if they don't fit. So while the enemy variety is a bit small, the theming stays consistent. Depending on what order you do the stages in, it can change the length of the stage, how strong the boss is, and in a few situations, changes the boss fight completely. So there's a lot of replayability. That can keep me busy seeing all the different variants for multiple hours, but for some, it might not be enough. This game has you covered though, with a ton of playable characters. You start with 4, but as you play, you earn tokens you can use to buy more, and they all play different. Some have dodge attacks instead of a grab, some can OTG better than others. There is sure to be a character that you might want to play. After beating all 4 stages, you get a choice of a quick payout bonus and end the game, or continue playing for the true ending, which is interesting, and not something I expected from this game. Once the game ends, your remaining money is converted into tokens, which can be used to buy characters, art, music, and tips. So there is a bit of a grind, but if you like the game, it's not an issue. I find that the game is solid, but there are some things I think that would improve it. I would like it if the bosses had unique endings, as it would be fun to see what would happen if the mayor defeated himself with a goofy ending. Another thing I would like to see would be an endless mode, where you keep replaying the story, buffing your characters to absurd levels, until you run out of money. I would love to buff Abobo speed a bunch, to make him just a terrifying, speedy monster. Along with that, a survival mode would be fun, as I do find myself playing Streets of Rage 4 Survival Mode a lot, which I didn't expect when I first played it. And I used to play Bloody Palace in DMC3 for hours, so it would be a nice addition for me. The last one is something I think a lot of people would suggest, is more characters as DLC. The second Double Dragon game I've ever played was Battletoads in Double Dragon. So while I doubt that it's possible, I would buy Rash, Zitz, and Pimple in a heartbeat if they were added to the game. And I think they would fit just fine. But there are, of course, other Double Dragon characters they could add, like Skullmageddon. Or they could even add someone from River City Ransom, as a lot of people do compare the two a lot, so I think they would fit in just fine. This game is fun. I would give it an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but there's a lot to it, and I enjoyed it. With just some tweaking and some more features added, I think it could be one of the best beat 'em ups I've played in a long time. Right up there with Shredder's Revenge. I think people should give it a shot. There's a link to the game store in the description for all systems and Steam. Please support the devs if you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day. And I think that's the end of this review. So, bye-bye.